Apteras will be one of the only vehicles, period, gas or electric, that you can actually take off-grid for extended periods of time. I'm talking days, weeks, months, and even years. And the first reason is probably not what you're thinking, and that's the right to repair. Unlike a lot of modern cars, which are trending more towards proprietary repair shops, Apteras are being built with the goal of being self-serviceable. So if something breaks, you can actually be the one that fixes it. EV battery packs are generally pretty reliable these days, with a lot less mechanical and moving parts and thermal stresses compared to an engine. Although the Aptera will actually have a liquid cooling system, which I was kind of hoping it wouldn't, which does add a possible point of failure, and I'm almost wondering if we'll be able to do a coolant delete mod. Anyways, all that to say that if something does break, it's not likely to be something complicated or heavy like a big-ass engine. That, combined with how light the Aptera is, and how much cargo space this thing actually has for tools and replacement parts. There's only a single point of contention that I have with the Aptera, and that's that it is only a single motor now, which means it's a single point of failure. With a lot of modern EVs like the Cybertruck, if one motor dies and you still have others, you could still limp home. But since the Aptera only has one motor, if it dies, you're kind of fucked. Okay, and now we talk about the part that you were probably wanting me to discuss, and that's the solar. The Aptera will have 700 watts of solar built into the body, and it is tied directly to the BMS and is constantly charging the car. Aptera claims up to a maximum of 40 miles added per day, but let's be a little bit realistic. Let's say you only get half as effective solar, and let's say 20 miles per day. If you keep your Aptera parked outside for a full week, that's a third of the battery charged back up for the 40 kilowatt hour battery. That means that if you don't consume more power than what the solar adds back in per day, you can realistically be out off-grid indefinitely, using that massive 700 watt solar array to power whatever you need it to. Whether that's the Aptera's equivalent of camp mode if you're sleeping in the Aptera to keep yourself cool in summer and warm in winter, keeping all your electronics charged, and even powering tools like area lights, Starlink, CPAP machines if you're like me, even electric stoves. And because the Aptera is so efficient, even if you're just charging it off a standard wall outlet like what you'd find in here, that's still 13 miles of range added back in per hour. And here's the thing, that solar, that didn't go anywhere. That is still charging the car on top of what you're getting from the wall. So that's an extra couple miles added per hour. And then we could talk about the range. The launch edition of the Aptera is going to get 400 miles of range, which is already kind of ridiculous. But their top spec model supposedly is going to have 1,000 miles of range on a single charge. And that's actually kind of insane. That's like driving from Toronto to Halifax without charging. All that to say is that the Aptera, assuming they make it to production, is going to be kind of wild as an off-grid vehicle.